Okay, confession time. I never played the original Dead Space. I was a little too young to play it back when it came out in 2008, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Hello everyone, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Kyle Dish. I figured with it being Halloween, I might as well check out the remake that came out a couple years ago for Dead Space. I've always loved the Dead Space series. I wanted to play Dead Space 3 when it came out, and I did get it back when I was in like high school, but it wasn't as horror as I thought it was going to be. It was more of an action game. And I didn't realize until years later that Dead Space started as kind of a survival horror game. Then the second one was more of a survival action game, and the third one was just purely action. And it kind of just devolves into this action series as the games go on more and more. The original Dead Space game was more of what I was looking for when I originally came into this series. So when the remake dropped, I thought it was a perfect time to finally see what all the hype was about. This game had me hooked just from the opening minutes. It's terrifying, it's atmospheric, and you can tell from the beginning that it's something special.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, man.
Take it easy. Daniel, get those elevators.
There's something in here with us.
Up there!
So from the beginning of the game, it throws you right into the deep end. You play as Isaac Clarke, an engineer sent with a small crew to go check out a mining ship, the USG Ishimara. And within about 10 minutes, everything just goes completely off the rails. This opening really reminded me of Alien. I don't know if that's what it was going for, but it does remind me of the original Alien movie with the engineer crew going to check something out. The way the game builds tension is insane. The lighting, the sound design, the pacing. You're constantly on edge waiting for something to crawl out at you. I wasn't sure what to expect, but what surprised me most is the game is not just trying to scare you. It gives you this constant feeling of uneasiness. Every little sound made in the game makes you second guess whether or not you're safe. It's definitely a similar feeling I got from playing Alien Isolation. I know this game is older and Alien Isolation would have taken inspiration from it, but I played Alien Isolation first and that's kind of what it reminded me of. So let's talk about gameplay. This is where the Dead Space remake really shines for me. Instead of the usual headshots I would expect from a game like this game makes you think outside of the box. The key is strategic dismemberment. You're trying to aim for limbs, not heads, because shooting arms and legs actually matters here. This strategy that the game goes for of dismemberment makes the game feel extremely tense and strategic. You're not a soldier, so your weapons in this game are things like engineer tools. You have things like a plasma cutter, a line gun, a ripper. They all help to make you feel powerful, but it's also kind of desperate feeling. I love that balance of not being a trained fighter. It makes every fight feel gritty and dangerous. The remake also adds a lot of modern touches. Smoother aiming, better zero gravity sections, and improved controls that make everything feel natural. If there's one thing this game nails, it's the atmosphere. The ship is basically a character in itself. It's dark, claustrophobic, there's flickering lights, and creepy sounds that just make this feeling of isolation really never let up. The sound design is absolutely top tier. The lighting is obviously amazing too. You can kind of see shadows dancing across walls, and it gives you that same kind of feeling of like the alien from Alien Isolation just kind of blending into the pipes. I remember watching somebody play this game as a kid. I was too young to play it myself, but I can tell as a newcomer playing the game for the first time, the remake respects the original while upgrading everything for modern hardware. The story is actually deeper than I expected. At first, it seems like this space horror gone wrong setup, but the more you dig deeper, the more interesting it gets. There's religious fanaticism, corporate greed, and psychological horror, all wrapped up in this really tight narrative that actually starts to make sense the more you play the game. Isaac himself actually talks now, unlike in the original, and it helps the game feel a lot more personal. I thought it was cool that they also brought the voice actor from 2 and 3 back for the remake of the original. I thought that was a really nice touch. And it helps you understand what he's feeling instead of just kind of watching him silently suffer. For me, it worked perfectly for somebody who's experiencing this story for the first time. For me personally, I think this game looks absolutely incredible, and it's really a showcase of what modern horror games could really do. On PC, this game runs beautifully. The textures, models, and gore are really next level. I mean, the dismemberment system alone is grotesquely detailed. You can see layers of flesh and bone being torn apart, and it's disgusting in the best way. And performance-wise, it's super stable, even on mid-tier hardware. Alright, now let's talk about what might be my favorite part of this entire experience. Playing Dead Space, the remake, on the Steam Deck.
You told me to leave for the Ishimura. You pushed me to... You know what? Go to hell, Isaac.
Nicole.
I didn't. Oh God, no. Not her too.
I honestly didn't know if it would run well, but the Steam Deck handles it beautifully. With medium to high settings and FSR turned on, I was getting a pretty solid 50 FPS most of the time I was playing. And it looks fantastic on the Steam Deck's OLED screen especially. And the controls feel great too. The adaptive triggers make every individual weapon feel like it has a distinct weight. The battery life is going to take a bit of a hit, obviously. You'll get about an hour and a half to 2 hours of gameplay, but for a portable horror game this polished, it's worth every second of it. And one of the best parts is it's just as immersive and handheld as it is on a big monitor. I've played plenty of horror games on my Steam Deck now, but this one is one of the most impressive examples of how far handheld gaming has come recently. It's cinematic horror that you can take absolutely anywhere. As a consumer, that's what I'm looking for. If you own a Steam Deck, then the Dead Space remake should definitely be on your must-play list. It's a perfect showcase of how the Steam Deck can handle full-scale, modern AAA games without compromise. So yeah, as someone who's new to the original Dead Space game, this game blew me away. It's tense, smartly designed, and truly feels like a modern horror classic. If you're anything like me and you missed the original back in 2008, then don't worry, this is the perfect time for you to jump in. And if you have a Steam Deck, I couldn't recommend this game enough. It truly is one of the best horror games I've played on the Steam Deck. With that said, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below which horror game you'd like to see me play next. Till next time, peace.
I gave you a chance to come around, Isaac. But if you still won't see it, I'll help you. One last time. Remake override. This time, watch to the end.
Isaac, it's me.